Hello everyone. Welcome to today's flow practice. I do recommend having a couple of blocks with you, something to give you just a little bit of height as we're going to be kind of working into some tightness through the legs. So it's not that you're not flexible, it's just that your arms aren't quite as long as your legs. So please feel free to prop yourself up. And we are going to begin today's practice. So my invitation for you is to just really own this time. You've chosen this video, you've chosen this particular time when you're pressing play, so make the most of it. And the way that we do that is utilize the breath to stay in the moment. I know it's so challenging. There's so much stuff going on around you, or maybe just reminders of things that need to be done. So it's an extra added layer of challenge for you at home. And I hope you really take it on because you deserve to feel your best. And that only happens when we take some time for ourselves. So let's get started with today's practice. We're going to come into a tabletop position. So I want you to bring your knees wide from there and then bring your big toes to touch. Now you're just going to lengthen the hips back and then take a moment to just allow for a little bit of space to wiggle side to side. And then when you're ready, see if you can inch your fingertips a little further forward, really digging into the tips of the fingers. Allow the forehead to come down, and then let's just rock the head really gently side to side. So you're just kind of giving that forehead a nice little massage. And then from that position, take a moment to just take a big breath in. Fill the sides of your body with your breath and take a deep sigh through your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. And big breath out. And then just create an even amount of length between your inhale and your exhale. Noticing if there's any gripping in and around the hips. Let everything soften for just a moment. The only effort is the hands pressing to create a little bit more space in the spine and a little bit more depth into the stretch in your hips. Take one more breath here. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly take your time and shift the weight forward. So we're going to come back into that tabletop position, pressing through your palms, and then just turning the fingertips towards your knees. We're just going to give those wrists a little stretch here. And what I want you to do is just kind of peel one at a time the base of the palm up off of the mat, and then start to work your way a little bit more up to the fingertips, just kind of kneading it out, and then just giving yourself room for breath. Next time you bring the left hand down, presuming you started with the right, inhale, just open the chest and soft bend into your elbows. Naturally, you're going to feel the weight kind of start to favor your pinky, so press through your thumb, lengthen the heart forward, and then just take one more breath here. On your next inhale, let's press through the palms. We're going to turn the fingertips forward, pressing through your palms, hugging the ribs in. You're going to push into the top of your left foot and extend your right leg straight back. Now I want you to square your hip, and then you're going to take the right leg out as far as you can without leaning to the left side, and then inhale, bring it back to center. Doing that just a couple of times, you're going to feel a lot of work into that right hip, and then bring it back to center. One more time, and then this time you're going to place the foot down with the heel in line with your knee. We're going to walk the hands slightly forward, and then you're going to tuck your left toes and exhale, just shift the weight back. And then we'll do that just a couple more times. Inhale, coming forward, opening the chest. Exhale, bring the weight back. And one more time, inhale, coming forward, opening up, and then exhale, shifting the weight back, holding here, softening, and just letting the head be heavy. So you're feeling this deep stretch through the right hip, right inner thigh, bottom of the left foot. Breathe into all the feels. We'll take one more breath here. And then you're going to inhale, keeping your hands further forward, untuck your left toes. So we're going to peel the outer edge of your right foot, and then you're just going to try to lift that right leg, holding that space. Take one more breath. And then bend your right knee, scoop it in, and extend your right leg out to the left until you can bring your hip down. So back knee's gonna relax comfortably. You're gonna inhale here. So press into the pinky side of your right foot, and then slowly take your time bringing your elbows down to the ground. And then just soften. Release what you need to here, and then we'll just breathe into that space. You should feel a nice stretch into the side of the right leg, running down it into the hip. And from there, what I want you to also feel is just this really nice release into your back. We'll take one more breath. On your next inhale, you're gonna press through your palms, and then you're just gonna push up. Find that right leg slowly working its way back, and then just take a breath or two to wiggle it out a little bit. So we're gonna wanna walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, and then press into your palms, scoop the belly button in. So now kick your left leg straight back, heart forward, and then you're gonna take the left leg out to the left as far as you can without shifting the weight, and then inhale, bringing it back to center. And again, so in order to get the range of motion, you gotta really push into your right foot and then bring it back to center. Just one more time, bring it out to the side and then slowly bring it in line with your right knee. We're gonna walk the hands slightly forward again, shift the weight forward, tuck your right toes, and then nice big breath as you bring the weight back. Inhale, coming forward. Little dip of the hips, exhale, and then shift the weight back. One more time, everyone. We're gonna inhale, come forward, and then just take your time as you bring the weight back. We're gonna shift the weight back, let the upper body melt down, and then just breathe into this. You've got 2 more breaths. One more here. On your next inhale, we're gonna slowly shift the weight forward. You're gonna keep the hands further forward for now, untuck your right toes, and then you're gonna just peel the outer edge of your left foot, and you're gonna try to lift up just for a breath, and then bend your knee, scoop it over to the right side as you extend that leg through, and then bring that hip down. Relax the back leg, take an inhale here, lift the heart, and then slowly take your time and bring your elbows down towards the ground. Use those elbows as a way to lengthen the heart forward, and we'll breathe deeply here. Remembering to keep the aspect of grounding through the outer edge of the left foot, pulling with the elbows, everything just encouraging the heart to come forward. We're gonna take one more breath. And then on your inhale, slowly taking your time, pressing through the palms, we're gonna inhale here. Now this time, as you tuck your right toes, you're gonna float back into downward facing dog. So wiggle out your hips a little bit, sway your body a little bit, and then just press into your palms evenly, and then bend your knees a lot more than you need. Really get that drippy quality of the upper back, and then hug the ribs in, feel the space in the back body, and then start to straighten your legs in a way that allows you to keep that space you just created. Take one more breath here. And then on your inhale, you're gonna lift your heels high. Lengthen your heart forward, big breath in. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, exhale, lower slow. Let's bring the hands and feet a little bit wider. Lift the head and the chest. You may press into your palms to deepen that back bend. Just make sure it's spacious. Exhale, slowly release and slide your hands back. Inhale from the knees, we're gonna push our way up, hold there for half a second, tuck the toes, and then straighten the legs, heart forward. Inhale, downward facing dog. Big breath, and deep sigh out. Now on your inhale, we're gonna lift the right leg up towards the sky. You're gonna step your right foot behind your hands and then walk your hands back, pivot your left heel, and then inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. So finding our warrior one, you're gonna slide deep into that right thigh, resist deep with your left heel, and look up towards the sky. Square your body off, pulling that left hip forward, and then just soften. Shoulders relax a little bit more. We're gonna take one more breath. And then you're gonna slowly take your time and bring your hands to frame your right foot. We're gonna inhale, lengthen that right leg. So here's where blocks can get really helpful, so feel free to grab them if the floor feels quite far away. You're gonna tuck the chin towards the chest and we're gonna breathe deeply here. So with every inhale, lengthen a little bit more. And as you exhale, soften a little bit more. Giving yourself just 2 more breaths. One more breath like this, just lengthening a little bit more. And then from here, you're gonna inhale. Now bend into your right knee, pop your left heel high, and plant the palms heart forward. Float that right leg back, inhale, drop the knees if that's better. You're gonna lower down nice and slow. Untuck the toes as you press away into your back bend. And exhale, press back into your downward facing dog. Take a nice big deep full breath in. And a big breath out. On your inhale, let's kick the left leg up towards the sky. You're gonna step your left foot behind your hands, pivot your right heel, and inhale, arms reach up to the sky. So I want you to feel a deep stretch into your right calf muscle. So the deeper you slide into your left foot and deepen the lunge, the more you should feel that right calf opening. So push down through your heel. Let that be a big part of your anchor, and then just soften. Notice if the arms are kind of hanging out, or can you really reach while staying connected with that upper back? One more breath. And then you're gonna inhale, bring your hands to frame your left foot or to blocks, and you're gonna lengthen on your breath in, and exhale, fold forward. So what I want you to notice is if you feel this stretch in the back of the left leg, that's great. But I also want you to feel the stretch running down the side of your left leg. So if you don't feel that, pull your right hip forward a little bit more. And then push with your left foot, to lengthen and just create a little more space into that, a little bit more depth. We'll take one more breath here. Nice big deep exhale out. And then on your inhale, bending into that left knee, pop the back heel, hands will come forward, and then we float that left leg back. Inhale, and then we exhale, lower slow. Finding our back bend as we breathe in, and then exhale, coming into our downward facing dog. Take a big, big full breath. Nice big exhale. And then on your inhale, we're gonna take that right leg back up towards the sky again. Now from here, we're gonna step the right foot in between the palms, back heel high. Now from here, we're gonna drop the knee down, untuck the toes, and inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Now you're gonna lift and lengthen, soften your shoulders down your back as you scissor your hips, square your right hip, pull your left hip forward. Take one more breath like this. And then you're gonna slowly take your time, bring your hands to frame your right foot, tucking your left toes, and then we shift the weight back. So we're gonna slide the weight back, and then pull your right toes back. And then just breathe here as you lengthen your heart forward. If you need a little more support, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Take as much of that weight as you need to so that you can relax through this. We'll take 2 more breaths. And one more here. On your next inhale, we're gonna take our time and then we're just gonna shift the weight forward. From this position, you're gonna take your time. We're gonna be in that shorter stance now. So what I want you to do is walk your hands forward, lift the back leg, and step your left foot a little bit closer. Grab your blocks at their highest setting here, and you're gonna take your hands to your blocks. We're gonna inhale here, lengthen the heart forward, and press into your right leg. Extend that left leg back. Now, without changing anything, I want you to inhale here, lengthen a little bit more. As you exhale, flex your left foot and hover it beside the right. Inhale, and then slowly kick it back up. And again, exhale. So you're pushing so strong into that right foot, you hover the left, and then float it back up. And again, exhale. So keep breathing. Imagine like you're balancing a cup of tea in between your shoulder blades. And 2 more. Use that breath, everyone. So it doesn't look like much, but it's a lot. You should feel this deeply in your right hip. And then on your next inhale, just float that left leg back. Now just challenging yourself here to see if you can find the tips of your fingers and breathe here for 3. Maybe even challenging that balance and reaching your right arm forward for 2. 1 more breath. And then slowly bring your right hand down, left foot follows, soft bend into both knees. Just take those blocks off to the side. Inhale here, arms are gonna sweep up to the sky, big breath. Exhale, folding forward, let your upper body go. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, you're gonna step back into your downward facing dog. So start by bending the knees a little more than you need. Come back to that drippy quality in the spine and take a nice deep breath in. Big breath out. On your inhale, left leg lifts up to the sky. You're gonna step it in between your hands this time. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and just rise up. Big breath, filling the sides of your body. And just creating that deep awareness of how much more you can relax into these stronger positions with that slow flow of your breath. 1 more here. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes. You're gonna shift the weight back and slide the weight back until you can sit onto that heel. Drop the left heel down a little bit more and then just lengthen your heart forward. Maybe you just close your eyes. This is much more intense than our pyramid position. So every flow, we just try to get a little bit deeper. We break through a new layer. 1 more breath. Really good, everyone. And then slowly take your time. So keeping this shorter stance, hands walk forward. You lift the back leg and then just step it a little bit closer. Once you feel strong in that, bring your blocks back into the equation. We lengthen the heart forward and then we kick that right leg up. So if you feel like you're leaning forward, walk your blocks more under the shoulders, okay? And then flex through both your feet. Inhale here, and then you're gonna slowly hover that right leg. Inhale and kick it back up. Exhale, push into your left foot, scoop your belly button in, and then inhale, float it back up. Almost there. So what you're doing is building strength and stability into that left hip. Inhale here. And then 1 more time. Really good. Float it back up. And then see if we can just hold that space. Maybe get a little bit lighter. Find the fingertip grip here. And if you can maintain that position and keep breathing, challenge yourself to reach that left arm forward. And breathe here. Take 1 more breath. And then slowly bring the left hand down. We'll release that right foot down and then take the blocks off to the side. Inhale, arms sweep up, big breath in. Exhale, folding forward, let it all go. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into your plank this time. Heart forward, and then from there, you're gonna inhale, and then exhale, lower slow. Find that back bend as you breathe in, and exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And then you relax. Let the upper back soften, let it melt a little bit more. Give yourself one more breath here. And then on your next inhale, one more time, we kick that right leg up towards the sky. Step your right foot forward. And then from here, we're gonna inhale. Keeping the back leg strong if that's there, we're gonna sweep the arms up. And then just breathe into that. Hug the ribs, lift the heart, and soften where you need. One more breath. And then you're gonna slowly take your time and bring your hands down. Now, I recommend grabbing your blocks. You're gonna lengthen through your right leg. And then you're gonna take a soft little bend. Now you're gonna walk your right foot in line with the left hip, and then you're gonna press and push your hip up. Now this might be enough. If it's there for you and you find not too much intensity with the breath, take your left hand with the block over to the right, and then you can kind of play with that. You can walk a little bit deeper, push your right hip up, and take 2 more breaths here. One more like this. And then on your next inhale, first you'll bring your hands back in line with your shoulders. You'll wiggle your right foot back in line with the hip, and then you're gonna bring your blocks back to that nice high setting. Inhale here, heart forward. You're gonna kick that left leg as you press into your right foot. Now from here, similar but different, we're gonna flex that left foot and bring it to the outer edge of that block. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward as you kick it back up behind you. Exhale, bring it forward. And then inhale, float it back up. Just a few more, bring it forward. And back up. And again. Float it back up, holding this time. You're gonna open that left hip. Bring your left hand to follow, and then from here, really pull with your left hand. So you're stacking your left hip over the right. And then you're gonna reach your left arm up, and then you're gonna challenge your balance to look up, maybe even get lighter in your right hand. And then you're just gonna use the strength of your hips to create some stability here. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly take your time, draw your gaze down. You're gonna bend your right knee and then finish in warrior 2. Sink a little bit lower. Lift the heart a little bit more. And then just soften where you need to. One more breath. And then you're gonna windmill your arms on either side of the toes. Float that right leg back. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale, open up. And exhale, press yourself back. Great job. Now where do you need to soften? Let your head be totally heavy. We're gonna repeat that on one more side. And then left leg lifts up to the sky. Slowly step your left foot forward in between the hands. So back leg really strong. We're gonna inhale here. Arms are gonna reach up to the sky. Now slide a little deeper into that lunge as you lift out of it, and just dig, dig, dig your right toes. Square your body off. Take one more breath. And then you're gonna slowly take your time, bring your hands down. Now grab your blocks with you, whatever height suits you best. You're gonna lengthen your left leg. Just take a pause as you lengthen your heart forward. And then take a soft bend in your left knee. Walk your right foot in line with the left, and then straighten as much as you can. And if you find that left leg straight, breath relatively calm, take your right hand with the block, and then just start to walk it accordingly. And what I mean by accordingly is when your breath starts to get that kind of feeling, that's when you know you need to ease off just enough that you can approach that depth from that really calm and centered space. Allow yourself just a couple more here. Now naturally the inside of your left foot's gonna peel up, so try to push it down, and from there push your left hip higher. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly walk your blocks back to the edges of the mat. Bend your left knee and wiggle your left foot in line with the hip. Once you find that stability, take your blocks to their higher setting, far forward of your left foot, and then we find that balance one more time. Inhale here, flex your right foot, and then exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, lengthen, heart forward, and exhale, bring it forward. Good, just a few more, almost there. I know it seems really simple, and when you get into it, if you're really present and aware, it's incredibly hard what we're doing here. One more time. And then you're gonna float it back, bring your heart forward, and then start to rotate your right hip over the left. Bring your right hand to the right hip, actively pulling it to stack, and then you're gonna lift a little higher. Right arm's gonna start to reach up towards the sky, and then you're gonna breathe into that. And find that still point with your eyes. See if you can get lighter with your left hand, and then just create a little more space. One more breath. And then draw your gaze down, bend your left knee, and finish with your warrior two. Create the space you need. Soften and settle, but lift out of it. Taking one more breath. And then you're gonna windmill your arms on either side. Pop your back heel high, float the left leg back. Last flow, everyone. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, press yourself back. So now from this position, you're just gonna soften the knees, create that length in your spine, and take a nice big full breath in. And a deep breath out. So now we're gonna use that same strength in our hips to balance a little bit differently. So we've already done it, but not from that point of strength and balance. We did it from the really relaxed position. So we're gonna inhale, kick the right leg up towards the sky. You're gonna bend your right knee and bring it towards your left elbow as you pivot your left foot flat. Extend your right leg and push into the outer edge of your foot. And then you're gonna lift your left arm up to the sky, and you're gonna look up. So you're gonna really use that hip strength, use that everything strength to push into the floor. Point your right toes and see if you can lift your right foot. If it feels like that's impossible, slide your right foot closer to your mat and then lift from there. One more breath. And then you're gonna bend your right knee, plant your left palm as you pop your heel high, right leg kicks up to the sky. Bend your right knee, open into a three-legged dog. And take a nice big deep full breath in. And a big breath out. On your inhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist and drop your back knee down. We're gonna walk the hands back. Open and expand the chest. Big breath in. Soften where you need. And I want you to keep pushing into the pinky side of your right foot as you hinge forward. And then take your time as you bring your elbows down to the ground. So lengthen the heart forward. Allow the head to get heavy, and then just rock the head side to side. Take your time as you settle into the center, and then just breathe deeply here. Notice what you notice, and come back to creating that calm, slow flow of your breath. One more here. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly take our time, push yourself back up, and then you're going to tuck your left toes and come back to your downward facing dog. Pedal it out, take what you need, everybody. Just make sure that you're doing it with breath. And when you're ready, start to settle into the center. And then on our next inhale, we're going to kick the left leg up towards the sky. Bend your left knee as you bring it through, and then extend it as you pivot your right foot flat. Inhale here, right arm reaches up to the sky and you expand. And then you just slide that left foot a little closer if you need, and play with lifting the left foot. Hold that space. Anchor through the right foot and lift the left, feeling that strength of your hip. And then on your next inhale, plant your right palm, lift your left leg, and then open up into your three-legged dog. One more breath here. Try to really drop your left shoulder, and then we'll bring the left knee to the left wrist. Untuck those back toes once the knee is down, and we'll take a big breath in. And then slowly keep pressing into the pinky side of your left foot as you bring your elbows forward. And just allow the head to get heavy and soften. And just see if you can make these tiny little shifts to pull the left hip back, draw the right hip forward. Release what you need. Give yourself 2 more breaths. One more here. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly lengthen the heart forward, and then making our way into our last downward facing dog. Tuck your right toes. We're going to slide that left leg back, lifting the hips up. Take a big breath in. Nice clearing breath out. And then go ahead, drop down to the knees, kick the heels to one side, grab your blocks with you, and then extend the legs straight out in front. So wiggle yourself till you're right up at the top of the mat. And then from this position, you're gonna wiggle your hips down. You might even use your hands to support that. Take a big breath in, arms reach up. And then you're gonna reach to where the ceiling meets the wall first. So really create that length, and then start to slowly grab wherever is appropriate for you. So outer edges of the feet, maybe it's the ankles or the shins. But whatever you do, let the grip of your hands gently pull your heart forward. Close your eyes and breathe here. Now just give yourself one more breath. And then roll yourself all the way up. Bend into the knees and reach your arms forward. Take a big breath in, just lift out of the waist. And then you're gonna slowly lower down, just one vertebra at a time. Soften through your shoulders. And then from that position, you're gonna hug your knees nice and close in towards your chest. And you're gonna rock a little bit, just gently side to side. And then take your time As you plant your feet flat, we're just going to press the arms down and lift the hips up just to kind of neutralize the spine. Open and expand and just breathe here for 3, 2, 1 more breath. Slowly take your time bringing the hips back down. And then what you're going to do from here is just walk your feet out a little bit wider, reach your arms out like a T. And you can bend the elbows if you need to. We're going to take the right heel and then hook the outside of the left knee. Now you're going to take a nice big deep breath in here. Keep your left shoulder relaxed as you exhale. Let the knees just dip over to the right. And then let's inhale, do it again. Come back to the center and exhale, fall over to the right. One more time. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, twist over. Now this time you might let your closed eyes fall to the left. And then you just breathe from there. Your mind pull you anywhere else but your breath. Just let it go. Come back to this really rinsing quality here as you twist a little bit deeper. And then on your next inhale, come back to the center and bring your legs back to center. Now take your right foot and bring it to the right edge of the mat now. Adjust your hips if you need, and just let the knees buckle in. And then just take a second to notice whatever comes along with that. And then taking your time as you open the knees, we'll take the left heel now to the outer edge of the right knee, and then inhale here. We're going to exhale, let the knees dip to the left. And then inhale, come back to the center. And again, exhale, over to the left. And inhale, coming back to center. One more time. Exhale, over to the left. And then let the closed eyes fall to the right. And you breathe. Just slow down that breath. And then give yourself one more here. On your next inhale, bring your head back to center, release the grip of the heel, and then one more time, just take your feet as wide as comfortable, draw the knees in, and take a breath. Slowly open the knees, wiggle the feet back towards one another, and then let the feet come together and let the knees open up. Take your blocks, support yourself here, and then just let your arms rest by your side. Letting the eyes be heavy, the heart be soft. Wiggle out whatever you need to, so that for just a moment you can dissolve every little bit of effort into the mat. Leave it all behind. Enjoy just a moment to breathe into the space you're in. just slowly bring your focus and attention back. Come back into your physical body by just wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then one last time, you can use your hands to support. Bring your knees together. This time walking the feet out from there as you move your blocks out of your way. And just take one more breath here. Slowly walk the feet to a hips width apart, and then you'll scoot your hips a little to the left, turn over to your right side, and we'll just take a breath. On your next inhale, slowly push yourself all the way up. We'll sit up nice and tall, and then from there, you're going to inhale, just close the eyes, breathe into the back of the body, and just soften your shoulders. Dissolve any urge to move on to what's next, and just practice this beautiful art of being right where you are. Soften what you need. And then as you bring your hands to your heart, let your head be heavy, and then just thank yourself for this time. Appreciate your body for all that it's just done. And let it set the tone for the rest of the day. Focus on your breath. Relax through what you go through. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. So I hope you feel good. And what we did today, like all of that work into the hips, is so important for our ability to balance for like in anything, not just on our mat, but if anytime you're coming upstairs, all of that, it's really, really important to build that hip strength. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel fantastic. And I hope that I get to see you again really soon. Take the best care.